Lesson 10. Practical ideas.
Given that storytelling is an amazing educational tool, the benefits of which are numerous, here are some general guidelines for effectively using it in the classroom. You need to first select appropriate stories that align with the age, interests, and cultural backgrounds of your students and ensure the story is accessible and engaging. Then you should set a clear purpose of telling the story that aligns with the teaching objectives. Are you teaching a specific concept, conveying a moral, or simply entertaining your students? It is essential to plan and prepare. Familiarize yourself with the story and practice storytelling techniques such as voice modulation, gestures, and facial expressions to make the narrative captivating. Consider using props, visual aids, or multimedia resources to enhance the experience. It is a great idea to have a signal for the students so that they know when it is story time. For example, you can wear a specific storytelling hat. Before starting the story, build anticipation by asking questions related to the theme or characters. This encourages active listening and student engagement. Student participation is encouraged when they are involved in the storytelling process. Pause at key points to ask questions, encourage predictions, or discuss character motivations. Encourage students to share their thoughts. Visual aids, such as illustrations, pictures, or videos, can enhance comprehension and stimulate imagination. Using them, you can support the story's elements or help students visualize the setting, characters, or events. After telling or reading the story, opportunities need to be provided for students to engage in creative activities. This can include drawing illustrations, writing alternative endings, or reenacting key scenes. Allow them to express their ideas and interpretations. Connections to real life are also vital through discussions on the themes, moral lessons, or character traits portrayed in the story. Relating the story to the students' experiences promotes deeper understanding and personal relevance. The impact of the story can be expanded beyond the classroom by integrating related activities, for example additional readings or research projects. Finally, after completing the story, you need to allow ample time for reflection. Discuss the key messages, lessons learned, and how the story impacted students, to ensure closure. Extend the impact of the story by incorporating follow-up activities. These can include discussions, debates, creative writing tasks, role-playing, or even creating their own stories. When it comes to implementing storytelling specifically in the English as a foreign language classroom, here are some tips and tricks to make it more successful. Select stories that are suitable for the language proficiency level of your students, with clear and straightforward language, manageable vocabulary, and relatable themes. Introduce and practice key vocabulary items and expressions from the story before telling it. Pre-teaching vocabulary helps familiarize students with the language they will encounter. Give students some background information about the story. Discuss the setting, characters, and main events. This context enables students to better understand and engage with the narrative. Integrate opportunities for students to practice speaking, listening, reading, and writing during and after the story. For example, have them retell the story, write summaries, or create alternative endings. The follow-up activities mentioned above reinforce language learning and critical thinking skills. Evaluate students' comprehension and language skills development through assessment. This can include quizzes, written responses, presentations, or project-based assessment related to the story. Let them choose which one applies to their interests and aptitude. Storytelling should be flexible and adaptable to meet the needs and preferences of your students, so remember to adapt these tips and tricks to suit the age, proficiency level, and learning preferences of your students. As with all things, practice makes perfect.